Hello folks, my name is Mark. This is UCD Videos. How you guys doing? So today we're looking at the Toxic Avenger from the Toxic Crusaders line from Super 7. So what's the story with this? Well, Super 7 took the Masters of the Universe Classics line from Mattel and put out a number of figures. And then they lost that license because there's going to be new He-Man toys coming out this fall. So they basically got a bunch of other properties in order to use the same Masters of the Universe Classics molds, and most in particular the buck is what they call it, you know, the chest and arms and legs, right? And that's where Toxic Crusaders comes in. So they've got a bunch of different licenses. They've got like Conan, the Thundercats, and then also Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and among those was Toxic Crusaders. So it looks like so far this is the only one in the series that they've released. I hope they release more of the Toxic Crusaders characters. Those of you out there who do not know, Toxic Crusaders comes from my most favorite movie ever, the Toxic Avenger, which is released by a company called Troma way back in the day. Troma is an independent movie studio that puts out classics such as the Toxic Avenger, Sergeant Kabuki-Man NYPD, Terror Firmer, and other awesome classics such as that. Troma movies are filled to the brim with blood, violence, gore, very bad jokes, you know, nudity, and all that other good wholesome stuff. It's really awesome, extreme trash cinema at its greatest, and it's fantastic. I love Troma. I love Troma movies. I've met Lloyd Kaufman a couple of times at conventions and stuff like that. He even gave me permission to use the Toxic Avenger in my webcomic, which is incredible. I'm not making that shit up. He actually said I could use it. I haven't done it yet. But, you know, maybe one of these days I'll come up with something worthy of the character. Anyhow, so here we go. Toxic Crusaders. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. All of these come in these sort of blank, you know, wooden, these sort of brown mailers like this. I know a lot of people like to keep even this box, you know, in mint packaging. I never believed in that shit myself. I never understood why you would keep a shipping box in mint condition, but some people do. Who knows? So here we go. Like everything from Super 7, it comes in these nice collector boxes. And then when you open this up, oh, that's nice. See, I haven't actually seen what this looks like yet. That's very nice. So I'm going to try to get that glare off of there. But yeah, see, it's got a nice window. You know, let me sort of put it to the side. See what I'm talking about? It's got that nice window right there where you can just, if I wanted to just put this on a shelf and display it and never open it, you can see everything inside of there. Really cool. But you know, I'm never one of those guys that was just putting the shit on a shelf and never touching it kind of guy. I'm going to open this up. And I know that's going to drive some people crazy, but who cares? But first, before we open it, let's take a closer look. Pretty cool, you know, you can kind of see Toxie in there, you know, not bad. It comes with an American flag, comes with that little, I don't even know what that is, some kind of little mutant, you know, some, I think those are mugs, maybe? And then a more movie-accurate head, and then what's this on the back here? Warning, this package contains Toxie, the likable, lumpy-headed hero. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So, let's open them up. So, I never actually had any of the Toxic Avenger or Toxic Crusaders toys. You know, I was actually already kind of a little too old for toys when these came out. I think they came out in the late 80s, early 90s, so I would have already have been in, like, junior high school. Crap, I tore it. I was going to try to keep this open with that. Let's try to open this without tearing the thing, but fuck it. Too late now. Already tore it. Let's move that guy over there. Whatever. I guess I'm just throwing this box away then. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Okay, let's see. We've kind of passed the point of no return, so nice little sort of American flag mop thing. So why has he got a mop? Well, for those of you who are not hip to the lore of the Toxic Crusaders, the Toxic Avenger was a movie that, I think it came out in 1984, and it was the first movie that Troma made, and originally it was going to be a horror movie called Health Club Horror. And it's about a kid who's this nerd named Melvin Junko, who gets picked on by these, like, jocks, but they're not just normal jocks, they're like psycho killer jocks that run people over and, like, make a game out of, like, hit and run murder of people. And apparently that was, like, a real thing that was in the news, and they put that in the movie. You know, they adapted that to the actual movie, so... Anyway, Melvin Junko is, like, a janitor at this health club, and the evil jock hit-and-run murderer people basically play a trick on him where he ends up falling into a vat of toxic waste. And instead of, you know, getting cancer and dying, he turns into the Toxic Avenger. Let's take his head out of there. Right. So then he goes out and basically fights crime, you know, and it's hilarious. It's like 2 parts, like, you know, it's a comedy, but also like a horror movie at the same time, and really awesome. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies ever. You know, the Toxic Avenger. I've seen it like 7,000 times. So let's pan this down a little bit. Get a good look at him. Alright. And let's bring him a little bit closer so you can check him out. Got some good details. Check out his head. Very nice. Good details on the arms. I really like all these little bumps and things all over him. That uniform's really cool. Pretty cool. The reason he's wearing a tutu is because, you know, Melvin, they tricked him into wearing a tutu, basically, and then, like, dumped him in toxic waste, so that's part of his uniform. And that's why he has a mop as a weapon, because he's a, you know, mop boy. Alright, so let's take a look at these weapons. Here we got a mop with an American flag. Does this flag come off? Yeah, okay. Cool, so I guess if you just want to have him holding the mop, like he's, like, you know, gotta sword fight somebody with it or whatever. Right. Anyway, I guess you can get a 2-handed pose in there. Let's see if we can get that going. Yep, very nice. You know, so the thing with this particular body type, body style, is that it's got like a lot of articulation using the Masters of the Universe Classics body for these other characters. Right on, right on. Don't know what this little guy is. This might have been something that came with the other classic figure that I'm not aware of. Nothing like this showed up in the movie. So, and I know that there was a comic book series for Toxic Crusaders, and also a there was also a cartoon as well. So maybe this little dude was in the cartoon. This is the alternate head that without the headband that looks a little bit closer to what he looked like in the movie, so that's pretty cool. And then he comes with his shield. Nice. And then these guys, are these grenades? I think these might be grenades. I don't really know. I'm guessing they might go in his belt somewhere. So, anyway, pretty cool. Let's see. Figure's very nice. Very nice, very nice. It feels actually a little, let's see, the hands are a little rubbery, but, and then joints in his arms are tight enough. They're a little looser than usual, you know, like that's a little bit looser than usual. Legs feel nice and tight, though. Legs are nice. Actually, he's got that nice clicking, you hear that? Nice little clicking thing in his joints, so... One of the problems with the Masters of the Universe body was that the ankles were always a little loose, so it looks like he's got nice tight ankles. In fact, they don't seem to bend like sometimes, because the ankles on the MOTU Classics bend like that, you know. These don't do that, so that's kind of cool. Looks like they cleaned that up a little. But yeah, he's got like an ab crunch there, and then head, and he seems to stand up really well, so that's actually kind of cool. I am a little concerned about his arms being a little loose there, but there are things you can do to tighten up figures like that if they get too loose. So, let's see. Let's get him in a nice, you know, two-handed stance there. Okay, that's actually kind of tough. Okay, it looks like getting this around both of his hands might be a problem. Let's see. Ah, there we go. All right. Put them like that. There we go. So yeah, very nice. Yeah, if you've never seen the Toxic Avenger, go see it. They actually made 4 of those movies. Only really the first one and the 4th one are worth watching. Toxic Avenger 2 and 3 are funny, but very, very disjointed. And the reason why is because they were originally filmed as one movie, and then it turned out Lloyd Kaufman accidentally filmed like 5 hours worth of footage. So instead of just, you know, cutting it down and making it coherent, he just cut it into 2 movies. And as a result, parts 2 and 3 don't make a lot of sense. Which is not to say they're bad, they're still funny. You know, he still does things like fight transvestites and, you know, fight other mutants, and there's plenty of like weird sort of WTF kind of humor coming out of it. But Toxic Avenger Part 4 is actually really good. It's like trash cinema, I guess is what you would call it. So, just wanted to do a comparison. I don't have any of the old Toxic Avenger, or Toxic Crusaders rather, toys to compare this to. But what I do have is a Masters of the Universe Classics toy, so you can kind of see the same body type that they based it off of. So you can really tell, you know, in the arms, say, you know, it's like the exact same sort of type of, you know, they basically based it off of that. So kind of took the same articulation in the legs and the arms and the chest and that kind of thing and put them together. So now they're making other characters out of it. So that's actually really cool. You know, in fact, this guy's going to look really awesome on the shelf right next to my MOTU classics like that. So very, very happy. You know, these actually, the pre-order for these was like over a year ago, and they got delayed and all that because of coronavirus and all that. So they're finally out, and finally, you know, got a place to like put these. I'm glad that they finally arrived and they didn't delay them any further. So anyway, yeah, man, pretty happy with this, you know. And I think I'm gonna have to go track down the episodes of the cartoon show and check them out online, because I've never actually seen them. So, you know, I would like to see some other characters. I know that I've seen the other toys, and I've read a few of the comic books, you know. So I would like to see some of the other characters. They have one that's like a dog, and then one that has 2 heads, and like, you know, the bad guy's name is like Dr. Kill-Em-Off or something, and he's got like 4 arms or whatever. And, you know, they actually look pretty cool. They kind of look like Ninja Turtle sort of inspired type bad guys, you know, mutants and all that. And I think I could find some room on the shelf for these guys. So hopefully Super 7 makes more of them. Anyway, folks, if you like what I do, please like and subscribe, and check out my other videos for more toy, video game, and movie reviews. And that's all I got. Adios.